Okay, so it looks like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon are going to be Xbox exclusives going forward because Microsoft has finally finalized and closed the deal with Activision Blizzard because I believe the whole process started back in like early 2022 and I don't think like the purchase had fully went through because Microsoft was stopped by FTC because of the whole antitrust thing and the whole thing went to court. And then it eventually led to I guess the courts ruling in favor of Microsoft. And the thing is, I don't think Crash Bandicoot and Spyro are going to be franchises that bring in a ton of revenue for Microsoft because those two series has been past their respective primes like a long time ago. If anything, Call of Duty is probably going to be the most profitable franchise that Microsoft is going to get out of Activision Blizzard, and I do feel that it would feel kind of strange not seeing Crash Bandicoot or Spyro on the PlayStation 5 or future Sony consoles for that matter, because you look at Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, those two franchises got started back in the 90s, and that's where those two franchises rose to fame, and that's where they got all their popularity. It's just that they both became irrelevant during the 2000s due to the due to the change in landscape in relation to gaming. People started turning more to first person shooters and action adventure titles and all that other stuff. And like I do feel that even though Microsoft owns Crash Bandicoot and the Spyro the Dragon franchise, it's quite possible that they might do something similar what what they did with Call of Duty in relation to having it on Nintendo consoles, because I believe it was reported early in the year that Microsoft and Nintendo had signed a 10-year agreement because Microsoft had pledged to bring, more Call of Duty games to Nintendo in the future. And that's something that could possibly happen with Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot in the future. But the thing is, I'm not quite sure whether or not it's going to be more so with Sony versus Nintendo, because you gotta remember, Microsoft considers Sony a major competitor, even more so than Nintendo, and and honestly, I think the reason why that 10-year deal between Microsoft and Nintendo was made was because they want to prove to the FTC and to CMA that we're not doing this to violate any antitrust laws. We just want people to be happy. We're not trying to do anything to stifle competition or anything like that. So it's quite possible that there might be like somewhat of a deal made between Microsoft and Nintendo in relation to some of the other Activision games. But at some point, the games I just mentioned are all going to be Xbox exclusives in the future. And I do feel that Call of Duty being exclusively on Xbox, like within or after 10 years, is going to be a big deal. That is if gaming is still a thing within 10 years, because just based off of what's going on in the world right now, it looks like we're getting closer to like a third world war, and then video games might become a thing in the past. So who knows what's going to happen. But honestly, this is really big news, and it's going to be kind of weird seeing Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon as Xbox exclusives, not seeing it on Sony consoles in the future. But it's going to be something that's going to be good for Microsoft in terms of profit. But but yeah, them having Call of Duty, I feel like, is going to be really big, and it's going to be something that eventually has a significant impact on the landscape of gaming in the future.